programming, and technical work. But the technology is not just limited to technical professionals, but also the non-technical professionals, which I'll be covering up in the later part. So let's begin. For a professional to begin their career in blockchain, it is essential to have knowledge about the IT services. In blockchain, we understand that a block is a record of new transactions. And when a block is completed, it's added to the chain. As an example, I want to quote that currently most people use a trusted middleman, such as a bank, to make a transaction, basically. But a blockchain allows consumers and suppliers to connect directly, removing the need for a third party, right? So many people know it as the technology behind Bitcoin, but blockchain's potential uses extend far beyond digital currencies, right? Which we are going to discuss in the later part now. So today's discussion, we are going to understand the different programs under blockchain technology. Like I mentioned before, for technical functional profiles and for non-technical, non-functional profiles. So let us understand about what blockchain technology has to offer to the IT professionals. Now, let's start with the IT professionals blockchain developer certification. Now, blockchain developer is the most recommended course for beginners in the IT profession, right? So who is a blockchain developer? A developer is responsible for developing and optimizing blockchain protocols, crafting the architecture of blockchain systems. I would say developing even smart contracts and web apps using blockchain technology. Now, these are the common things that a blockchain developer does, right? Now, a blockchain developer is one who builds blockchain solutions and decentralized applications using blockchain technology, just like the way I would say a web developer develops a web application. Right from analyzing business, the blockchain developer designs, builds, launches blockchain networks. Talking about the certification in blockchain developer, it gives an understanding of blockchain technology and can build blockchain-based applications for businesses. The two profiles after completing blockchain developer certification, I would say, the job roles are categorized as a core developer role who handles the design architecture of blockchain technology, designs protocols, consensus, network architecture. The second one is a blockchain software developer, right? And the software developer in blockchain use the architecture to create blockchain application, right? Develop smart contracts, right? Develop inactive front-end designs for the apps, back-end development, right? So these are the two blockchain developer profiles after certification. One is core developer role and the other is the blockchain software developer. Now, further, if somebody says certification is done, what do you learn in certification of blockchain developer? That is also one of the main things we should know for any IT professional. So I would say the certification in the blockchain developer program makes one to learn the basics of application like multi-chain, like Hyperledger, like Stellar, like Coda, like Ethereum, okay, and many more. We say a blockchain developer can work in industry like IT companies, like supply chain, like manufacturing, FMCG, banks, and many more, right? So the job profile of after completing the blockchain developer certification, the job profile demands knowledge about, before that also, we require the knowledge about functional programming like a Scala, Node.js, SQL, or any other. Now, this adds benefit, an additional benefit while looking for a job. And this applies to all blockchain certification for IT professionals, right? So this was one certification we talked about, that is blockchain developer certification. Now, coming to the next part is blockchain architecture, right? So the next certification that we are talking, like I mentioned before, requires knowledge in any of the programming languages, like Java, for example, or maybe a Python, C++, or any other. Okay. Now, this helps for better understanding of blockchain architecture concepts, right? And I would say the profile of a blockchain architecture in an organization, generally the role of a blockchain architecture, I would say, in an organization demands work with the research and development team to understand the need of the hour, and based on this finding solution to leverage cross-asset concept and framework. As a blockchain architect, and cryptography knowledge, coding to match the requirement, assisting in patent, I would say, in patent application, right? Design of computing applications, right? So a blockchain architecture, after doing the course, the person who's working in the blockchain architecture works closely with product teams to design and build blockchain-based solutions. And this is for enterprises, businesses, right? Now, when we are pursuing this certification, when we are learning the certification in blockchain architecture, what exactly we learn? Before this, we discussed about developer. Now, for blockchain architecture, what do you learn in the certification? So this has, I would just call out few, I would say, the topics. That is just to maintain understanding about the certification. So we read or we learn about cryptography. We learn about the algorithms in blockchain. We learn about the platforms, the blockchain platforms, right? The public and commercial platforms. Okay. We learn about functional architecture, the network nodes. We also learn about architecture platforms, that is multi-chain, Ethereum, Hyperledger, Fabric, and Composer, right? So this is about blockchain architecture. And this, let me share with you an interesting fact, that is both blockchain developer and blockchain architecture, they work in sync, okay? They work in synchronization to create a blockchain application that will eventually help in creating a transparent DLT framework. DLT, that is distributed ledger framework, okay? So in some ways, they are associated with each other in any project. Now, apart from blockchain developer and blockchain architecture certification program, we also recommend quite a few certificate which can be used, completed prior, certified in the former ones, the developer and the architecture. I would just take the names and then we can, learn more about it. So one is Hyperledger Developer. That is a certification which an IT professional, I'm repeating it, an IT professional can take apart from developer and architecture and blockchain, right? So this is Hyperledger Developer. Then is Coda Architect, then is Coda Developer, Quorum Developer, then Smart Contract, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Solidity, Ethereum, and many more are there. So let us quickly kind of understand what we learn in the certification of blockchain technology, which is for IT professionals, right? So let me start with Hyperledger. Okay. So for Hyperledger, if I say, if somebody's pursuing Hyperledger developer certification, right? An IT person, right? So what we learn in the certification of Hyperledger developer, we learn about the Hyperledger umbrella projects like Hyperledger Fabrics. We learn about Hyperledger Sawtooth. We learn about Burrow Composer, Hyperledger Composer, Hyperledger Burrow. We also learn about Hyperledger Cello, Quilt. Um, we also learn about Caliper. Okay. Apart from this is an umbrella project of Hyperledger. Apart from this, we do learn about Hyperledger Fabric. Okay. Under that, the functionalities of Hyperledger, we learn that is identity management, privacy and confidentiality, efficient processing, modular designs, okay? And also Hyperledger Composer, access control, events, query language, and the list goes on. So, like we're talking about Hyperledger Developer, I would also like to bring into your notice the other certification under the category of Hyperledger, which you can take further, right? So this is, we call CHFA, Certified Hyperledger Fabric Administrator, okay? Certification is there that will make you to learn about how to install, how to configure, operate, manage, and troubleshoot the nodes. I'm repeating, the nodes, okay, on a secure commercial Hyperledger Fabric network, right? So this is one Hyperledger certification I'm talking about. Then I would say CHSA, which is Certified Hyperledger Sawtooth Administrator. Okay, this is a certification, Certified Hyperledger Sawtooth Administrator. This certification will make you learn effectively build a secure Hyperledger Sawtooth network for commercial deployment, and that includes ability to install, configure, operate, manage, and troubleshoot the nodes of the network. Another certified Hyperledger certification I would like to tell you is CHFD, which is Certified Hyperledger Fabric Developer. Okay, Fabric Developer. Now, this is a certification that will make you learn to demonstrate the knowledge to develop and maintain client applications and smart contracts using the latest Fabric programming model. Okay, so this is what we have discussed now, and about Hyperledger Developer and other associated certifications. Now let me bring you to quite a few more IT professional certification of blockchain, which we just named before. Let me do with Coda, Coda Developer Certification. Now, what do you learn in Coda certification? Because this topic can go beyond, but I would like to tell you what exactly you are learning. Okay, what are topics you are covering up so that that becomes easy for you to identify and maybe later on in the process of research. Okay, now then the node, Coda node, the consensus, the contracts, right? The Coda identity flow, time window, okay? So they can be Coda Oracle service, they can be Notary service, how to set up Coda environment, right? So this is one thing. Now, when I say Coda, let me also bring you into the notice of Quorum Developer Certification. Now, what do you learn in Quorum Developer Certification? So I would say when we are doing Quorum Developer, we are bringing Ethereum. Ethereum, I'll discuss after this. Ethereum certification also we do. So for Quorum Developer certification, we have to understand the topics. In that, we have to understand the topics like basics of Ethereum and the ecosystem, Quorum ecosystem, the network, the Quorum network, okay, the contracts, Quorum contracts, and yes, of course, consensus. Okay, then setting up the Quorum environment, and there are nodes of Quorum DApp. So yes, that is also just talking about Ethereum, right? So when I'm saying introduction to Ethereum before, so it means Ethereum is something which we have to learn. So before that, so when we learn about Ethereum, excuse me. So when I'm saying you have to learn about Ethereum, it means you have to understand the topics means you will learn about two things in Ethereum, which we are going to discuss broader. One is the smart contract, and the other is solid under Ethereum certification. So let's understand topics covered up in smart contract and solidity one by one. Okay, we are covering up the umbrella of Ethereum certification. Now, smart contract certification, it includes the learning about the layout of solid. Sorry, let me take up solidity first. So this solidity, the layout of solidity we learn. Okay, input output function, inheritance, exceptions, right? So this is what we learn, right? And so that is how we are doing solidity, correct? For smart contracts, I would say when we are learning about smart contracts certification, we are covering up topics like ERC20, ERC20 tokens. We are learning up about, I would say, truffle framework. Okay. And yes, of course, the use case studies of um, smart contracts, right? In governance and supply chain and many more. So this is what it is. Also, how we set up a development environment, how I told you about ERC token project use case study, capstone project we do, token using smart contract, right? So DIR project, we also do that. And there are a lot of capstones you can do. One more thing I would like to talk about in this certificate, a different certification for is cryptocurrency certification. You can take up cryptocurrency certifications. And what all topics I would say will be included as a part of the curriculum, or what one must learn in that will be how, what are the exchanges, okay? What is a cryptocurrency wallet, right? What is a cryptocurrency? Yes. And trading also. What is trading and different types of trading, risk management, what all it includes, the tools and the platform for cryptocurrency. Also, there is a chart analysis, okay, when you're doing the certification of cryptocurrency. So candlestick chart analysis is done, trading strategies, so stuff like that. Now let's switch to Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin is another thing that you can learn. Now, those who take up certification in Bitcoin work closely with Bitcoin. And let us understand in the certification of Bitcoin, what all do you learn, right? And one thing I would like to tell you is, if somebody is interested to invest their time in the career of Bitcoins after doing the certification, he or she will take the profile of a consultant, Bitcoin consultant, a Bitcoin trader, a Bitcoin miner. Okay. Now let us understand what all things we learn in the certification of Bitcoin, right? Just important things I'm going to tell you. Excuse me. So we learn about P2P network, where we learn about peer discovery. We connect to peers, how we connect to peers, we learn that. Memory pool. We understand the concept of Bitcoin mining, Bitcoin wallet, Bitcoin nodes, and I would say Bitcoin forks. Okay, Bitcoin variation, where we learn about Zcash, Dash. Okay, trading, Bitcoin trading, and the vocabulary of Bitcoin basically. So yes, this is what we just now understood about the topics that are learned and discussed in while taking up certification in different IT certification of blockchain for IT professionals, basically, right? Now, the next thing that I would like to talk for IT professionals, we covered up the certification. The next that I would like to talk is what does Bitcoin mean? does market analysis says, okay? Now, the market analysis shows that there has been a steady growth in the demand for certified blockchain experts, okay? There are a number of reasons why we see tech geeks or tech giants are now included in blockchain, right? Now, technology is highly dynamic, and there is always a need for individuals who can bring different skills on the table. Okay, now companies now is in blockchain technology, basically, right? And I would like to bring you to your kind notice that as per a job portal, famous job portal called Hired, uh, the average salary of blockchain expert lies between 150,000 US dollar to 175,000 US dollar annually. Now, if we compare this salary package with a software engineer, that is pretty much a little higher. Okay, the basic is little higher, which is like for software engineers, on an average, I read it for on hired is 135 or 37,000 US dollar per year. Okay, now like we are talking about the market analysis, we should understand what is or is it required to learn all these certification. And now I'm talking about only IT professionals, okay? Because they're into coding, right? Now, if you have decided to go ahead to become a professional in blockchain as an IT expert, okay, it becomes important that you have the necessary skills so that learning this concept becomes easier and simplified, okay? Now, some of the skills that you need to have are knowledge about programming language like Python, like JavaScript, C++ will also work. Okay, anyone. One must get connected with open source project, I would say, and GitHub. Okay, also about Hyperledger, basic understanding about Ripple, Solidity, basic knowledge about algorithms and mathematics, right? And also, I would like to tell that basic understanding of a blockchain, right? And you can also learn, you should have a prerequisite of different blockchain platforms along with Bitcoin, just the basic knowledge, okay? So, till now, we understood about blockchain certifications for IT professional. So now let us understand which are the most important blockchain certification for non-IT professionals, right? So till now, we have been doing all the discussion, all the talks for the IT ones. So now we say the non-functional side of learning a Bitcoin, learning a blockchain technology. So blockchain certification has a lot to offer for non-IT professionals. A professional from the work profile of human resource management, finance and taxation, law, education, government services, I would say construction, land registration, etc., can learn blockchain and implement it in their career. This will help to reduce the time to compile the data and make use of the data correctly. Okay. Now, first thing to understand about the blockchain is that it's not just a technology, it's an idea, it's a concept, okay, as well. So if you have a functional knowledge of how blockchain works, you can become a consultant. You can become a design thinker or an entrepreneur as well. Okay. Now you can see quite a few startups in blockchain. Those are established and very executed by non-technical professionals. I'm sorry. So let me share you my experience with the fellow partners we had. A lot of people ask me that can I learn blockchain coming from, say, a finance background without prior programming knowledge? And I always answer yes, why not? You can learn blockchain coming from a finance background. Now, the reason I'll tell you to elaborate on this, a blockchain is a digitized, decentralized public ledger, okay, for all cryptocurrency transactions, right? Originally, it was developed as the accounting method for the virtual currency, like bitcoins, like blockchain, yep, which use what is known today as DLT, which is distributed ledger technology, and they are appearing in variety of commercial applications in today's time. Now the question arises how blockchain is used in finance, okay, which is a non-IT professional background, okay. So blockchain facilitates safe, easy transaction. It builds a trust between trading partners. It can even be used to quickly identify individuals through digital IDs. Okay, I'm repeating it again, through digital IDs. Okay, banks and other financial institutions are already using blockchain to optimize their services, and they cut back on fraud. Okay, they reduce fees for customers. Okay, so we can say blockchain is an accounting technology. It is concerned with the transfer of ownership of assets and maintaining a ledger of accurate financial information, right? Now, for professionals like a CPA, okay, chartered accountant, chartered professional accountant, blockchain is already impacting the auditors, the CP auditors for the organizations using blockchain to record transaction, and the rate of adoption in is expected to continue to increase. Okay. However, I would say in the immediate future, blockchain technology will not replace the financial reporting. It will not replace the financial system of audit, statement of auditing, financial statement auditing. But experts learning blockchain will reduce their time on being productive and cost effective at work, right? So, apart from this, blockchain for non functional, or I say non technical background, is pursued for job profiles like a blockchain analyst, security experts, and many more. And when we'll this is an interesting fact I would like to share for non-technical learners in blockchain technology. As per the market trend, I have analyzed one thing, that though blockchain has now existed for more than a decade, yeah, if I'm not wrong, for more than a decade, blockchain is still early in adoption curve, right? So even if you are a technical person, you can start to learn today. Beginning to learn about blockchain technology today is similar to learning web development in the late 90s, right? So, so this is what I wanted to share with you as my analysis on the market trend, which is a good thing for those who are not from the IT background, those who are from the non-technical background, and they are wishing or they are willing to learn blockchain, right? So one or two things I would like to say now, in a lot of countries, I would say people are implementing blockchain technology in their workspace. Okay. So that has to be utilized. That is, the server is now installed in different offices across the world. Slowly and steadily, it has started. Okay. So what happens is not just the IT professional, but also an HR, a finance person, I would say admin person also should know how to use it. I'm not talking about doing the coding. I'm just talking about how to use the server. Okay. So for that also, companies are training and they are training their staff, right, to make use of the system in their work profile, to make use of blockchain servers, which is installed in their work profiles. Okay. Coming back to the topic, let us understand how blockchain is helpful for government services. In this, we'll also cover up uh, what certification is required. Okay, so I'll be taking up one by one different profiles. For government services, let's start with that. So it is now, blockchain is now widely recognized. There are many promising application areas for blockchain technology, which is beyond finance service, right? For non-IT, I'm talking about. Blockchain could target improved government service delivery. And private blockchains could be used to facilitate information sharing and process coordination across agencies within the government, right? Now, what does this mean? It means blockchain in government services has been introduced, and it requires non-technical manpower to learn how to implement blockchain in their systems. Like I was talking about before, the same thing. The offices, they are, they have implemented it in the server, but they want the staff from all the backgrounds, from all the departments. They should know how to operate it, okay? Physically operate it, not the coding part. So the application areas are being explored in government globally, and this includes like registries and identity, grants and social security, taxation, okay, and many more. So now let us understand which blockchain application, or I would say which blockchain certification is suitable for non-IT professional, for government services. One thing I would again like to say that when I'm saying a non-technical, what application of blockchain is required for a non-technical person to learn, it means not the coding part, remove the coding part, but the basic understanding, okay? What is that technology, what is that application, and how we can use it for our profile, for our benefit, okay? How we can operate it, okay? So the system is there, everything is ready on your server, you just have to put a command and you have to start working on it, right? And do your task like we do on Excel. Okay, that is just an example, doing it on an Excel, but yeah. So now coming back to the suitable blockchain application for government services, I would say if a person takes certification as an Ethereum expert, so I'm not talking about Ethereum developer, I'm talking about Ethereum expert, okay? In Neo is another blockchain application. Neo is an open source blockchain, a decentralized application platform. Then is EOS. Okay, EOS is a blockchain-based decentralized system that enables the development, hosting, execution of, I would say, the app's commercial scale decentralized application on its platform. That is the later part. You can do more research on this. EOS, then is Coda and Quorum. You should know, and that certification will also help for government services people. Now, let me tell you few certification in blockchain which are useful for non-technical professional. I'm going to name the certificate and I'm going to tell how is it going to be useful, okay, to pursue blockchain program. So I'll just name out one by one. And this is number one, certified blockchain program for digital marketing professionals. So now there are, we can Google it anywhere. We'll find blockchain certification program for digital marketing professional. Now, what exactly it focuses on? It focuses on how blockchain is revolutionizing the digital marketing in every industry. It covers up topics like trust and transparency using smart contracts in digital marketing. Okay, so this is beneficial. Learning blockchain by a digital marketing professional is beneficial. Okay, person will learn about smart contracts and digital marketing, right? Okay, now let me select some other profile, a non-functional, say HR. Okay, the certified blockchain program for HR professional is very beneficial for HR human resource manager, human resource management team, okay, in improving uh, talent management, identification of potential hires, I would say, performance evaluation, and it helps to digitalize human resource using blockchain technology. Okay, we'll also talk about it in the later part towards the end. So So now let's talk about law professional. So for law executive, blockchain programs are there. Certification programs are there for law executives also, professionals also. It focuses on enhanced litigation funding, automated agreement with smart contracts. Okay, it accelerates and I would say streamline the whole process. Okay. Then comes the most important nowadays. We are talking about supply chain management. So these professionals, they're also taking up blockchain certification program, and they are also learning and implementing how and why. Because the certification in blockchain program for a supply chain professional will aid in producing solutions that will improve the revenues, that will improve the quality of supply chain, that will reduce the cost, that will reduce the all the fallacies and whatever, and try to make it more efficient, the process. For finance, like we said, it improves the trade finance transaction, helps in tracking shipping bills, tax invoices, and many more. Similarly, for KYC professionals, like we discussed for the government people, seamless and secure data exchange, right? So there are certification for all these domains which I'm talking about. Yes, one surprisingly, since we are in the COVID-19 pandemic scenario, so blockchain program are also helpful, and there are blockchain programs for healthcare, healthcare professional that will help to maintain blockchain based systems for recording, for sharing, for storing sensitive patient data in a secured and a reliable manner. Let me quickly tell you uh, uh, which blockchain application must a non-technical professional in different profession can learn in expert program that does not include technical coding, but theory and understanding of the topic, and how to imply on a server to simple commands like we are doing in Excel, like I've said this before, right? So let me begin with healthcare professional, since we are in COVID time, right? So a healthcare professional can learn expert program in blockchain applications, right? And like cryptography, because it helps to maintain health record management. Okay, I'm repeating, it helps to maintain health record management through electronic mode. So while pursuing a course in blockchain, a health professional will learn what all things will be covered up. He will learn, or he or she will learn limitations, how to tackle the limitations of healthcare record management, how blockchain can save the cost of maintaining the records, the advantages of using cryptography for health record management. Okay. Now, let me come to digital marketing. So, when we say digital marketing and blockchain learning, when we integrate it, right? So we eliminate the digital marketing middlemen, right? I'll also discuss more about affiliate marketing towards the end. That is a part of it. So a digital marketing person learning blockchain will build trust and transparency, benefit branding, provide security, use smart contracts. So basically, he's learning smart contract. Okay. One thing I would like to say, because I just mentioned smart contract enhances affiliate marketing. Now let us understand this. As a person who knows how affiliate marketing works, okay, they can firmly say that it has many issues. Okay, many issues, I'm telling you. Leaking traffic, loss of visitors, sudden drop in conversion rates, payment that aren't being processed. Okay, all of these are common problems that the affiliate marketing industry is facing. Okay, even though that can be daunting at times as an affiliate marketer, we take risk. Okay, now blockchain can assist in improving affiliate marketing and resolving most of the issues. And I've come up with a few ideas of specifically how blockchain technology can solve the problem. Digital advertising carries many risks and problem, that is like almost half of the user mobile data is wasted on ads and trackers, and a lot of malware per year is reduced. It reduces the revenue. Many electronic devices run ad blocking. Okay, and many other problems we face. So this is what a blockchain learner in digital marketing will troubleshoot. Okay, Blockchain for HR professional can be useful by learning the basics of smart contracts. Okay, so it means an HR professional can take up smart contract certification. That is for the non-functional part. Okay, now the integration of HR manager or HR management with blockchain helps for international payroll, transparent audits. I would say payment of independent contractors, right, and many other things. So blockchain will help HR management, as blockchain will streamline the routine task, everything from tracking payroll to issuing paychecks to managing contracts is more efficient with blockchain, right? So similarly, blockchain for law professionals can be useful learning the basics of smart contracts. Smart contracts, again, part of Ethereum, again, part of blockchain. So the assimilation of law and blockchain helps for intellectual property, chain of custodies, right, which is a part of law, litigation and settlement, right? Let me further tell you how blockchain can integrate with law professionals. So I would say, as we know, blockchain is immutable, anonymous, unhackable, and a decentralized ledger. So the technology has been uh, over a decade now, it has been existing, right? So now this is an underlying force behind the Bitcoin. It is decentralized so that the transactions are recorded across millions of computers and hard disk. The transactions are synchronized, all the nodes reflect the updated data as it occurs. Once a transaction is validated, uh, it cannot be removed. So it is immutable. The transaction is immutable. Okay. Because it would be nearly impossible to change all records throughout the chain at the same time, right? So smart contracts, I would say, are blockchain versions of traditional contracts, right? And they are self-executing smart contracts. I'm talking about the certification also, if we consider it. Um, a smart contract is programmed to execute actions upon completion of certain criteria. And with this, many of the intermediate services of contract implementation includes broker and agents, which is now no longer needed. Okay, so smart contracts are autonomous, they are decentralized, they are auto-sufficient, they are run via Ethereum, which is an open software platform that is based in the blockchain, right? So just excuse me for a moment. Okay, so yeah, we were talking about smart contracts. So for the law thing, we just understood that smart contract is definitely the need of our for law professional to learn. Now, blockchain for supply chain management. Now, this is the very important thing because a lot of us maybe from the audience might be from the non-IT background, and supply chain management is used everywhere. So blockchain for supply chain management can be useful learning the basics of blockchain mining. So anybody who's from supply chain management background working in that domain should learn about blockchain mining, okay? Should learn about smart contracts, definitely. I'll tell you, in manufacturing, in retail, in agricultural industry, so basically supply chain are critical in the movement of goods and services across organization boundaries. Okay, supply chain contracts are complex, dynamic, multi-party arrangements, and they are cross jurisdictional. I mean, they often cross jurisdictionally boundaries, right? The information exchange in supply chain is very important. Whatever information we are passing out, right? Now, when I'm saying information exchange is important, it means physical exchange of goods, the information related to physical exchange of goods. For example, customs inspection would not start until both the physical goods and information about those goods are present. Okay, so Confidence in supply chain documentation can expedite customs and the other security processes, reduce risk and insurance cost, okay, and can be used as leverage in trade finance. So basically, payments are made between the parties at many points in supply chain, right? So for food products, are being able to tell where ingredients are grown, how products were processed and distribution can be important in establishing confidence in food safety, creating and building high quality brands, helping in prevention of frauds, and yes, of course, improving the supply chain efficiency by the consumer. Okay, and although producers and logistic agents are likely to bear most of the total cost in deploying and operating the blockchain infrastructure. So when a person is learning about blockchain coming from a supply chain management background, he or she is learning blockchain deployment stages. Okay, learning use case studies, how blockchain can be used in food industry, in pharmaceutical industry, supply chain management of these industries, right? So yeah, so supply chain are I would say highly promising areas for the application of blockchain technology. The neutral ground provided by a blockchain is expected to help integrate the disparate participations or participants in the supply chain, right? Smart contracts and digital currencies on blockchain can enact payments, okay, when linked with key supply chain events. So I'm telling you should have the person from supply chain management background should have understanding about the smart contracts and digital currencies, okay, the power of blockchain certification code. What more I can tell you? Okay, let me just quickly give you a few more examples of how and where can we learn blockchain in non-technical part. Media, the cost is spent in, I would say there is a loss of cost, loss of money, piracy, fraud, intellectual property theft. Okay, so blockchain technology, learning blockchain, a distributed ledger to track the life cycle of any content. It will drastically and also it will facilitate blockchain technology can be very helpful by enterprise Ethereum. So learning Ethereum for all those who are from the real estate sector. Okay, and when I'm saying real estate sector, when I'm saying blockchain for Ethereum, again I'm saying it is the expert level course in Ethereum, not the developer course. In sports and esports, nowadays we are looking everything online. Okay, so Ethereum enabled smart contracts is what the learner from a sports background or esports background should learn. Um, then what else can I tell you? Here is so so the last thing again in supply chain management, let me come back to it. Distributed ledger infrastructure that we are learning in blockchain expert program, blockchain its expert certification, stands to address the challenges of existing global supply chains that are inefficient or that are not properly tracked. Blockchain facilitates accurate asset tracking, enables enhanced licensing of services, products, software, right? And what does this makes? It ultimately improves the transparency into provinces of consumer goods. So technology certification can be helpful for organization staff and organization who have implemented in their servers. Okay, if the organization, if they train their professionals in different profiles on how to use blockchain servers, which requires expert knowledge. I'm again telling you, expert knowledge. Okay, This will quickly and easily trace the products and transaction all the way back to the roots. Not just making the work hassle free and quick, but also reducing human errors. Excuse me. And this thereby increases the productivity.
It's 1 o'clock.
By the employees. I'm so sorry. So in today's session, we learned that there are different types of blockchain certification depending upon the need of our. And this is distributed. So this is for technical and this is for non-technical professionals. So with this, I would like to thank everyone for attending the session. If any queries is there, please let me know. You have been a very nice audience. And once again, thanks to MENA Blockchain Institute, Mr. Sheriff, and his team for having me in today's virtual conference. This is Kritika Kotnala, Chief Marketing Officer from CIA LLC, Sunnyvale, California, signing off today's conference. Any queries, do let me ask. Do let me know.
Many thanks, Kritika, for this a lot of information. Let's start now with receiving question. We can start now. Okay, so if anyone have a question regarding to a blockchain certification or our session today, you can share through group chat. Okay. So let's wait maybe just another minute, okay, to make sure that everyone don't have any question here.
Sure, sure.
I just need Kritika to share with our participant your contact details in case anyone need to contact you through LinkedIn or email. Okay, asking for anything, you can share with us through the chat your
Sure.
contact here.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, MENA Blockchain. And thank you so much, Mr. Sheriff. And thanks, everyone. Have a nice day. Stay safe. Good night.
Thanks a lot. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.